Hello everyone, my name is Ed Adams.
And I'm Susie Arbo.
And welcome to Better Horses. We'd like to invite you to sit back and relax as we plan to give you 30 minutes of the best in horse education.
This show will bring you the top clinicians and trainers from all over the country, featuring all sorts of different training techniques. We're also going to learn about horses' health and nutrition.
So whether you're riding English, Western, cutting, reining, or just an easy trail rider, this is going to be the show for you. So here's what we have coming up next.
We are excited to have Craig Cameron back on the show, where he teaches us how to work a horse from another horse.
And Susie, we head back down to Medicine Lodge, Kansas, where Kerry Kuhn shows the importance of placing the hind feet on your horse.
Next, we are wrangling over to Weatherford, Oklahoma. Phil Haugen is going to help us understand the difference between the direct rein and a collection rein.
So we hope you enjoy what's coming up next. And remember, this is the only horse show on your local broadcast television station.
Also airing on RFD TV and the Cowboy Channel. We really appreciate all of our viewers.
We'll be right back.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
Craig Cameron here with Better Horses and Ernie Rodina. And, we were going to talk a little bit about working a horse from another horse. And there's quite a few advantages in doing that. First of all, you're working two horses. You're giving a job to each horse. You can really gentle the pony horse and this horse. Some people call it ponying. I just call it working the horses. So I want to be able to move him right and left. I want to work both sides. And remember, horses are not as relaxed when you get above them. So a lot of colts that I start, they don't like you above eye level, but they're going to have to get used to it. And this is a good place to start because someday we're going to be up on their backs. So again, I want to control this horse, his position, his arcs, his angles. I want to be careful with my hands. You know what? The best place to start doing this is use a real gentle horse. Don't start with a colt or a bronc. Get you a gentle old saddle horse so that you can practice your moves on a gentle horse and you won't get into trouble. When I go to Dally, I always put my thumb right here. My thumb, I put it on the outside of the rope, not on the inside where it gets pulled down against that horn. So if I had to go to that horn, I could go here. I got that rope. I could take 2 dallies if I want. Sometimes I'll take my rope like so. When I'm ponying a horse that wants to lag back or something, I'll just make a loop like this, put it over my horn, and that way I can feed it out to this horse as I need to, and he's learned to give and yield to pressure. So it's all about the same as most horsemanship. Controlled forward movement. That's what I'm looking for. So as I come in here on a horse to work him a lot of times, I just want to be able to get where I can get up next to him like this. I want to just be able to get over here and just stand next to this horse. And this horse here, and I don't want him biting. I'm not saying he's not going to, but that's a bad habit to let them get started in. So I want to rub him, pet him here, and little steps. See, I just ask for one step at a time where I can flop these stirrups around, getting used to things like this, wave my hand, all that type of stuff. Now there's different ways I can get on the other side. I can back up and just come in, or watch, I could back up, watch, I'm going to turn and go under my lead line like so, and I'm going to just approach him like this. So there's all different ways to do it. And you got to be adjusting those ropes all the time. Now everything's on the other side. So you're going to have to be a little bit ambidextrous. But the more I get up here next to these horses and work with them, I can bump them with my legs and feet, lean across them, all sorts of neat stuff that I can do. Here's a maneuver that we call just rounding out. So I'm going to round these horses out. Really good for a colt, good for any horse, just round out. When your horses get really good, you can try to teach them to do it without any rein. So I just bump him here. I'm saying stay over there, bump, and I try to turn loose and work as much as I can just with my legs, just like that type of stuff. I can back up like so and change size. And I'm using little corrections, small corrections to speak to this horse, to position him where I want to go. Also, another thing that I can do here is I back up right here. I'm going to ask this horse to just step forward, Here, I'll back up in position and step forward. Now I'm going to try to just lunge this horse from another horse. So I'm going to do all my positioning up here. And again, I got to stay at the correct angle to drive this horse forward. So I send him here. And a lot of times I'll hold my lead line just like a bridle rein. And I'll just do small corrections here. It's always small corrections and release. And I'm just sending this horse. And this is really good for both horses. I can swing that in his eye, get him used to seeing a rope. I do this with a lot of colts here, just like that. And watch, when I want to stop, I'm going to just start coiling up my rope here, and I get right into that rounding out position here, and then I can stop and do whatever it is that I want to just stop, pet, and gentle this horse. I'll tell you another little thing. One of my very favorite places here to work a head shy horse is from another horse, because what, I'm already up above him, and I'll just slow those hands down, find little stopping spots. I want to protect my rib cage right here so that if he slings his head, so I can get in here, handle those head and ears, and I can switch around on the other side as well. Watch, I'm going to come around over here like this, and I'll be out kind of and ask my horse to back up, and I can be out in front of this horse and really work my head shy horses. Protect that rib cage so he doesn't sling that head and smash it into you. All these different things that I can do. And then a lot of my horses, my colts, when I'm working them, once we get them saddled, a lot of times I'll just do this kind of work, and when they get good, I'll just take off down the trail, pony them down the trail, and they're getting used to branches and seeing new things touching them. I'm up next to them, bumping them with my legs and feet. I can just actually travel along. Look, right here is almost as I'm riding this horse here. So I can just step up next to him, and it's almost as if I'm riding this horse, and he's getting used to seeing me, feeling me, hearing me. The whole idea is to gentle these horses, relax these horses, where they have confidence, they have trust, and we earn that respect. So take your time, little steps, little movements, working on yourself, working on this horse, working on that horse. And remember what I told you, when you start with a good old gentle horse so you can learn those moves and become really good. Before you know it, you'll be starting colts working horseback. Hey, I want to thank Better Horses and Ernie Rodina, and we'll see you guys down the trail.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Donna. This is Ringo. We're with CSI Saddle Pads. I'd like to invite you to ride our new revolutionary FlexPlate saddle pad. We offer a 30-day money-back, ride it, get it dirty guarantee. And the best part of the pad is it's 100% American-made with American parts by American hands.
I've been using CSI pads for 16 years, and there's a reason behind that. It is a total performance system for me. I just can't say enough about them.
For more information, go to csipads.com.
No matter what discipline of riding you do, training, showing, and everyday stress is hard on your horse's legs. Decra Veterinary Products is a leading lameness company that brought you Osphos. Osphos is a clodronate injection, an intramuscular bisphosphonate to help control the clinical signs of navicular syndrome in horses 4 years and older. Ask your veterinarian if Osphos is right for your horse. Decra Veterinary Products is a proud sponsor of The American.
So I went to several different dealerships. I started at Heritage Tractor, and I didn't want to buy a piece of equipment that can only do one job. I wanted versatility to be able to fit in a small space, but also still do big jobs. And so I went with the 2 Series John Deere. I got a 2038R, and I can switch in seconds between any attachment, and I haven't seen anyone else who offers that kind of speed and adaptability. There's not really a day that goes by that I don't start that tractor up.
It's great to have you here with us today. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. So I'm on Che. What I'm going to be working on today is trying to get this mare to place her hind feet in a certain spot and spread them out a little bit when she turns. We're working this mare on our buffalo and on cattle, and this mare's got a lot of cow, but sometimes in a turn she gets kind of tangled up and she's got her hind feet too close together. This mare stops really nice. She stops kind of with her hind feet close together so she can slide. And I'm trying to teach her how to spread her hind feet apart a little bit in this turn. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through some of the things that we do here to help this mare figure out how to kind of spread her hind feet apart. But to start with, I want to show you this. I'm going to face this mare north. So right now, towards the camera, this mare's left hind foot is between the camera and her right hind foot. Okay, so I'm going to rock this mare back, and I'm going to get her to take her left hind foot and move it over here a little bit. And as she moves it over here, she's going to kind of spread her feet out a little bit, and then she's going to be able to push off with this foot to go that direction. Okay? So I'm going to take this foot and move it over there as this mare steps through her turn. But before I ask this mare to actually make a turn, I'm just going to back her up here a little bit. And as I back her up, I'm going to get her hindquarters to step to her right just a little bit. So I'm just going to back her here in a circle. And then I'll roll her through that turn just like that. So I'm not trying to make it fast, but I'm trying to feel, if I'm going to turn here to the left, I'm trying to feel where that left hind foot's going. I'll set it up right here. The camera's got a good shot of this mare's hind feet. I'm going to tip her nose slightly to the left as I back her up here. That hip is stepping to her left. And that right there should have gave the camera a really good shot of what I'm trying to get those hind feet to do in that turn. I want this mare to stop with them buffalo or with those cattle and really draw back, tip her nose here in the direction of the turn, really draw back and be able to place her weight on this outside hind foot. So it'll kind of be the pivot foot as she makes that turn. Sorry, Colt, I didn't mean to get in front of you there. Colt and Willow are working on breaking at the withers today. So I'm trying to get this mare to pivot on her outside hind foot. We'll stop this here again. I'm going to back her into the camera. And I'm just kind of waiting until I feel she's balanced and she's got that. If I'm turning to the right, this hind foot, instead of being here, it's going to go here, kind of open the door where when she turns to the right, she'll be able to push off with this left hind foot. But again, when she comes here, I'm hoping to get more distance there between her hind feet. A lot of just slow work here to walk, trying to get these horses where they're not stiff, where they're not braced against us, where you can get some bend in their body when you're backing them up. This bend right here is really important to help this mare find this position. Step that right hind foot over just a little bit, and then I can bring the front end through. Again, it's nothing fast, but it's helping this mare learn how to draw back in that turn. I'm going to go to the left, and I'm going to come around here. Give the camera a good shot. And I never really stepped the front end through that time. I was just trying to really get her to draw back and get her weight on that outside hind foot. I'm going to do the same thing here. Just going to draw her around. Basically, I'm just backing in a circle. And then you see how the front end stepped through right there. So I'm just trying to use that draw and show her how to place her weight on that outside hind foot, which is contradictory to what we want when we ask this mare to turn around in a spin. We need the inside hind foot to be her pivot foot. So obviously we're going to have more forward motion in that turn, but as I rock her back to try to get her weight on that outside hind foot, I'm just trying to get her to place that inside hind foot back and spread it out and get it a little bit wider from that outside hind foot that she's going to push off with. So a lot of time and a lot of repetition trying to help a horse get soft and find that step, but it can sure make things easier for those horses when you ask them to draw back in front of a cow. So Ernie, thank you for being here today. Thank you for letting us be on Better Horses TV. If your viewers would like more information about what we do, our clinics, our horses for sale, our lessons, they can go to kerrykuhn.com.
Hey cowboys and cowgirls, don't go anywhere. We have more Better Horses coming your way.
If you're passionate about the environment and your horse's bedding, we urge you to look into WRG Eco Shred Bedding. Made from clean, recycled corrugated cardboard, Eco Shred provides absorbent, biodegradable animal bedding, vacuumed out so it's dust-free and highly absorbent. Eco Shred Bedding is made from recycled materials, perfect for horses and small animals. Save the environment and order the finest bedding for your barn. Go to nebraskawrg.org or call Heartland Horse Products at 620-637-2455.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
We're here for the hardworking, the resilient. We're for the people who measure their days by what needs to get done, not by hours. Where kids learn responsibility at a young age and generations work side by side. Where work doesn't pause for holidays or bad weather. It just gets harder. Where value and hard work means more than the clothes you wear. We're Kleinschmidt's Western Store, Higginsville, Missouri.
Hey everybody, I'm Phil Haugen coming to you from our training facility in Weatherford, Oklahoma, and on this week's episode I'm going to talk about the direct rein and the collection rein. So anytime I'm working a horse, I'm always thinking about my direct rein and my collection rein. Now the direct rein is the rein in the direction that we're going. So just to demonstrate here, you know, if I'm taking Casino and I'm working him to the left, you know, my inside rein, my left rein's my collection rein. Now, what I do is I use my direct rein to direct the forward motion of this horse. I don't use my direct rein so much to encourage collection, because I try not to send mixed signals. So what I do is I use my inside rein to direct the forward motion of my horse. Now, when I come around in front of the camera, I'm going to show you what I do with my outside rein. So I've got both legs against my horse now. If I want to collect my horse a little more, I'll use this outside rein, which is my collection rein, to help collect my horse more. Now, the reason I like to keep my hands independent is because I think a lot of times if we can stay away from going two-handed and putting steady pressure or contact, which with steady pressure and contact you can still get your horse collected, and you can help your horse find that release point. But when I'm going in one direction or the other, if I'll use my direct rein, the rein in the direction that my horse is moving to direct that forward motion, and my outside rein as my collection rein, I just get my horses softer, and I think my communication, for me especially, is better. So just like when I put Casino into a lope, you know, if I'm going around in this circle, you know, and I've got my inside leg against that rib cage, because just like in an earlier episode I talked about softening that horse in their rib cage, I've got my inside leg against that rib cage and I'm just slightly tipping his nose to the left. Now if I need to get more collection, I'll just drop this outside hand down a little bit. Look. I'll just drop my outside hand down a little bit more and gain a little more collection, okay? So when you think about that, you know, for me, I like to keep my hands independent. You know, the distance between your two hands, that's called the bridge, and I like there to be some slack in the bridge. I like to keep my hands independent, especially when I'm training. I mean, it takes, you know, like this horse here, he's been my clinic horse for a couple years, and I mean, he's pretty nice gelding. You know, I can do a lot of things one-handed with him, but here's the problem with doing too much of that, even with a horse like him. If I do too much one-handed, pretty soon I feel like I lose that roundness in their back, okay? I think it takes, and there are horses out there and there's horsemen out there that can do it in their discipline, where you can get a horse just, you know, so collected and so round, and where one-handed you can just jiggle them reins and that horse is just getting behind it. And that's a very advanced horse, okay? But you know, even for Casino, as big and strong as he is, I like to stay two-handed even when I'm loping circles on him, if I'm not getting ready to rope on him, to where I can use my inside rein, my direct rein, and my outside rein is my collection rein, so that if I want a little more collection, I can bump that outside rein just a little bit and help him find that release point where I want him, where I really want him behind that bridle. You know, so always think about that when you're loping your circles. You know, when you're loping a perfect circle and you want that horse to stay round, the thing is, just like when you're loping a perfect circle, that inside rein is going to direct your forward motion. That outside rein can encourage collection. Well, by doing that while you're loping that circle, you're just getting your horse more round in their back. When they get more round in their back, you know, that hind quarter is going to come up underneath them. That inside leg's going to stay up here. They're going to be reaching with that inside front foot, okay? Because, you know, as you direct their forward motion and you've got that collection, when you gain that collection, just like Casino right here where he's riding around collected, you can see as he goes in that circle, that inside leg's just reaching up ready to become the pivot foot, because going in this direction, if I tighten that turn up, this would become his pivot foot and he would rotate around that foot, okay? So direct rein, collection rein, keeps it real simple for you, keeps it real simple for your horse. Hey, I want to thank Better Horses TV for having us on today. We really appreciate everything you're doing for this industry and for horse owners all over the world. I want to thank the Cowboy Channel for having us on as well and everything they're doing. We got the best industry in the world, and we thank you all for promoting it. You can follow us on Instagram at Phil Haugen Horsemanship, on Facebook, on our site, philhaugenhorsemanship.com, and also each week you can listen to our weekly podcast, Be Your Best Horsemanship, every Tuesday morning. Thanks again. Have a great week of training today and every day. Always do your best.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by Lina Weaver
and Flat Tail Ranch.
Those of us who devote our lives to the animals we love can recall a kind of dawning. A time when something inside us awoke, like a seed planted deep within us, and it had taken root and begun to grow. And from that moment on, the path ahead was clear. That one seed set our course and determined who we would be, how we would live, forever connected to the land. We found purpose in these remarkable creatures that depend on us. At Stanley Premium Western Forage, we believe that purpose is what sets us apart and binds us all together. It's why our family built a company dedicated to supporting, enriching, nourishing the animals we all care for and this lifestyle we share. Stanley Premium Western Forage. Grown for the life we love.
Hey, thank you for watching Better Horses. And if you've missed any of our shows, check us out at betterhorses.com, where you can see all our episodes.
You can also follow us on Facebook or listen to any of our podcasts right from your mobile device.
And don't forget our newspaper coming out 5 times a year.
You're gonna love it.